Alright, we're going to modify this older model Apeman action camera to take close-up macro photography. First thing you're going to want to do is use a Sharpie. I've already done it, or any kind of permanent marker, and mark your lens. Don't put it on the glass, obviously, but right on the edge. Put a little mark and a mark in the same spot on the body. Don't put it on the little ring area here, because that's going to be removed. So put it out a little ways so that you know where the lens sits when you're at infinite focus. I recommend taking the battery out first, because I have accidentally turned it on while taking the face off. So just get your fingernail or a screwdriver or a knife blade right under the edge and carefully work it around until it all pops off. Little button's going to fall off. May be different on newer models or other brands, but most of them are pretty close to the same. There'll be slight differences, but if it's shaped like this and has a battery door like that, you know, they're pretty much the same. And then you're going to need to remove this little cover here from the lens. Mine comes off really easy. You're probably going to need to pry it with a blade on some other models. But eventually I'll probably trim this out with some tools and then put it back on, but for now I've just left it off. So we'll set that to the side. So anyway, for some of you, you might actually be able to just grip the lens right now and start turning it. You want to turn it counterclockwise, and that will actually change your focus and allow you to focus on close objects, as I will demonstrate further in a minute. But for most of you, you're going to want to take a piece of paper, fold it over a few times, and a smaller pair of pliers. Excuse the horrible condition these are in. I've had them since I was 16. I'm in my 40s, so it's been a while. Anyway, we're going to put the paper around the lens just to protect the edges. Grip it firmly, but not too tight. You don't want to crush the lens. We don't need to be Superman or the Hulk here. And just grip it and twist counterclockwise until it starts to move. Once it moves, you should be able to do it freely with your fingers from that point. And if you want to focus on something that's less than about 3/4 of an inch from your lens, you'll probably want to rotate it just a little bit more than 50% or half of a turn. Anyway, once the lens is loose, you can put it back together. As I said, I'm going to leave this off so that I can actually handle the lens and adjust the focus. So in this particular model, this button just falls loose. It only fits in one way. So since it's loose, it's a lot easier to put this together upside down. Carefully snap it in around the button area first so the button stays in place. If the button isn't in the right place when you snap it all together, just unsnap it and start again. I chose to use this one because Apeman sent me a new one when this one had a malfunction. Likes to turn itself off on its own, which is no good when I have it mounted on the bottom of my kayak and don't know that it's turned off. So and it's also since then stopped recording internally, so I have to use it basically like an external camera and record into a phone, which works fine. But the next step is, for me, I just simply took a zip tie, tiny little zip tie, get it started, loop it over, careful that it doesn't fall down behind the lens, get it good and tight, hold the lens tight and make sure it's got a good grip. And when you grab this, it tightens itself instead of slipping most of the time, and you can use it to turn your focus ring easier. Oops, yeah, it just slipped that time. Eventually I'll put a dot of glue on it so that it stays in the right spot, but I need to be able to take it off for now because I'm not sure I'm done modifying. Anyway, we'll just trim off this excess, and now you got a little grippy spot to help you rotate the lens. And this one's a little loose. You'll have to fiddle with it until you get it tight enough. This is the first one I made and it fits perfect. And now it's gonna make me a liar. But anyway, like I said, it needs a dot of glue. And there you go. We can wipe our fingerprints off the lens. So here I've got it hooked up to a cell phone. When you plug it into your phone, select PC camera. This is assuming you can't record internally or you need a larger monitor. And for macro, you definitely want a larger monitor. Alright, we have normal action cam focus. And we can then grip our little ring here, rotate our mark to just a little bit further. Actually, if you put it just straight up and down, it's a really good spot. Now you notice everything's blurry until you get in way close. There's a tiny little spider shedding down inside the hole there. That's pretty amazing zoom factor. You can go further, but further rotations don't seem to affect it that much. Well, actually, they kind of do. Problem is, the closer in you get, the less light you can get. So at some point it becomes impractical, and the depth of field is crazy shallow. There's that spider carcass, or shedding. Let's see how much closer we can get. That's 2 full rotations counterclockwise from the original position. Wow. That is at least 2-to-1 magnification there. That's some serious magnification. And we go clockwise, back into position. And this is where I usually use it, which is really good magnification, decent depth of field, and that's about with your mark straight up and down from your starting position. Assuming you put your starting position where I put it clearly.